Hi everyone. Today I'm really excited to be sharing a new community model, this time for a furniture product, a chair made by Kielhauer. And today we're doing something new. We're actually going to work backwards from this publicly available EPD we were able to find and see if we can build an LCA model that others can use as a starting point for their own LCAs. Let's jump in. So the first thing I did after reading the EPD was come back to this inventory table with the specific EcoInvent processes that were used in building this model. I'm able to actually just search through and find those processes from our database, and once I found those processes, import them into the graph view and start building out the basic structure of the graph. I go back and forth quite a few times between the inventory table and the graph view, but really quickly the graph structure starts to form with just the raw materials, eventually the energy and transportation. The next step in the graph view is to connect these cards into something that resembles the actual manufacturing process. The first one here is just a simple density conversion. Plywood in EcoInvent is in meters cubed. We're interested in how many kilograms of plywood were used in the construction of this product. Graph view makes it really easy to set up this conversion, and then we can set up the basic manufacturing steps here. We know that chair manufacturing involves some amount of plywood and some amount of steel. And here I'm setting up the actual values of the steel being used. We know it's 508 grams worth of steel per the EPD, but what we're actually setting up here is a parameter, so later on, when we want to explore different scenarios like lightweighting our product or choosing different materials, we can simply pull these levers, these parameters, and run a bunch of scenarios side by side to see where's the biggest opportunity for impact reduction. We can use any parameter that we've created by simply entering the equal sign and then the name of that parameter. The graph view also makes it really easy to specify different units. Here we're saying that the combination of steel and metalworking is equivalent to 1 unit of steel components used in producing 1 unit of furniture. I spend a couple more minutes building out the basic graph structure. We add things like packaging and any of the other intermediate steps like injection molding that we need. With the graph almost complete, we add 1 or 2 more parameters that we're interested in experimenting with, trying to find ways to reduce our impact, and then we're ready to actually start running our calculations. Since the EPD uses TRACI 2.1 as the methodology for results, we switch to TRACI 2.1 and we're ready to run our calculations. Now, since we don't have perfect information from an EPD, we don't expect our results to be identical. We're within about 7% for the global warming potential and within a few percent for acidification. But what's exciting about this is this model is now available for anybody to use as a community resource, as a starting point for their own furniture LCA project. Another piece that's really exciting is the ability to set up and run scenarios. So what I'll do here is set up 3 scenarios. The baseline, which we've specified already in our model, a scenario where we look at more energy efficient processes, and finally a scenario where we look at reducing the material or lightweighting our product. We can easily adjust any parameter we've set in our model and explore the effect on our overall impacts. We can also stack different initiatives that we're considering and see the cumulative impacts of different manufacturing decisions. Check out the links below to access this model in your CarbonGraph account, and let us know if there's a specific community model you'd like to see next.